In the vibrant chaos of a New York morning, where the sun filtered through the towering skyscrapers of Manhattan and cast long shadows over the bustling streets teeming with hurried pedestrians and honking taxis, Reba McEntire arrived at the ABC studios for what was billed as a promotional appearance on The View to discuss her latest album, Timeless Echoes, a collection of heartfelt country ballads that had already topped charts and touched millions with its themes of resilience and enduring love. Reba, the queen of country herself, with her signature red hair cascading in perfect waves and her warm smile lighting up the green room, had been a staple in entertainment for over 4 decades, surviving tragedies like the 1991 plane crash that claimed the lives of 8 of her band members, personal heartbreaks including multiple divorces, and a career that spanned Broadway, sitcoms, and now a triumphant return to music with her Broadway-bound show, Reba, Not That Different. She was excited, sipping coffee from a branded mug, chatting amiably with producers about her Oklahoma roots and how her new single, Stand Tall, was inspired by standing up for one's beliefs in a divided world. The hosts of The View, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, and Alyssa Farah Griffin, were preparing for another lively episode, their panel known for unfiltered opinions on politics, pop culture, and everything in between, often sparking viral moments that dominated social media. As Reba was ushered onto the hot set, adorned with colorful couches and the iconic round table, the audience erupted in applause, her entrance met with cheers that echoed her status as a beloved icon. Whoopi, ever the commanding presence with her EGOT-winning gravitas, welcomed her with a hug, and the segment began smoothly, Reba sharing anecdotes about recording sessions in Nashville, her collaborations with emerging artists, and her unyielding passion for country music that had carried her through life's storms. Joy Behar, with her sharp wit honed from decades of comedy, leaned in with a grin, asking about Reba's thoughts on the evolving country genre, especially with artists like Beyoncé dipping into its waters. Reba responded graciously, praising Dolly Parton's influence and how the genre's big tent welcomed all voices, but as the conversation veered toward politics, a View staple, things took a turn. Sunny Hostin, drawing from her legal background, probed Reba about her conservative leanings, referencing her past support for Republican causes and her performance at the 2017 inauguration. Reba, maintaining her Southern charm, replied that she believed in unity over division, quoting her song lyrics about bridging gaps rather than building walls. But Whoopi, sensing a spark, pressed harder, questioning if Reba's views on social issues like LGBTQ+ rights aligned with modern America, her tone laced with skepticism that bordered on confrontation. The audience shifted uncomfortably as Reba defended her faith-based values without apology, saying, "I've always believed in loving thy neighbor, but that doesn't mean abandoning your principles." The clash ignited when Joy quipped about country music's outdated stance on certain topics, prompting Reba to counter that true art evolves without erasing its roots, her voice steady but eyes flashing with the fire of someone who'd faced far worse than studio banter. What started as playful jabs escalated into a heated exchange, with Sarah trying to mediate and Alyssa nodding in agreement with Reba's points on free speech. As commercials loomed, producers signaled to wrap, but Whoopi delivered a parting shot, suggesting Reba's relevance was waning in a progressive era, a comment that stung like a slap. Reba, her composure cracking for the first time, stood up mid-segment, microphone in hand, declaring, "If that's how y'all see it, maybe I don't belong here," before security was called in a flurry of whispers and wide-eyed stares from the crew. The audience gasped as burly guards escorted her off-set, her heels clicking defiantly against the polished floor, leaving the hosts in stunned silence that the cameras captured in raw, unedited glory. Backstage, Reba's team rallied, phones buzzing with calls from her manager and publicist, while the internet exploded, #Reba kicked off trending within minutes, fans flooding social media with support, decrying it as censorship of conservative voices. Whoopi, off-air, reportedly fumed about ungrateful guests, but the damage was done. Clips went viral, amassing millions of views, pitting country loyalists against daytime TV critics. Reba, en route to her hotel in a waiting SUV, wiped away a tear but straightened her shoulders, already plotting her response, not with anger, but with the grace that defined her. The incident, born of ideological friction, exposed the chasm in American entertainment, where a simple promo turned into a cultural flashpoint, Reba emerging not as victim, but as victor in the court of public opinion. As the day wore on, statements poured in, Dolly Parton tweeting solidarity, Garth Brooks offering a duet to set the record straight, and even some liberal outlets questioning The View's tactics. Reba's album sales surged overnight, proving her timeless appeal, while the show's ratings spiked amid the controversy. In the quiet of her suite that evening, Reba reflected on the whirlwind, her husband's comforting words reminding her that true stars shine brightest under pressure. This clash wasn't just about one appearance, it was a microcosm of broader tensions, where entertainment and politics collided, leaving indelible marks on all involved. The narrative unfolded further, with behind-the-scenes leaks revealing producer frustrations over the unscripted drama, and Reba's camp teasing a tell-all interview that would reveal more. Fans dissected every frame, from Reba's poised exit to Whoopi's raised eyebrow, turning the event into meme fodder and debate fuel. Yet, at its core, it was a story of resilience, a country legend refusing to be diminished, her kick-off from the set launching her into even greater relevance. As night fell over the city, Reba penned notes for her next song, inspired by the day's fire, ensuring her voice would echo long after the applause faded. The video script built layer by layer, character by character, dialogue by dialogue, weaving a tapestry of emotion, conflict, and triumph that captivated viewers, drawing them into Reba's world where every setback was a setup for a comeback. Subplots emerged. A young intern on The View set inspired by Reba's stand to pursue her own dreams, the host's private apologies that never materialized, and Reba's surprise visit to a fan meetup where she turned the narrative into one of empowerment. Through it all, the message rang clear: in the arena of public life, authenticity trumps conformity, and Reba McEntire, kicked off or not, remained unshakably herself. The fallout from Reba McEntire's dramatic exit from The View reverberated through the entertainment world like a thunderclap over the Oklahoma plains she called home, with news outlets from TMZ to the New York Times scrambling to cover the story that had ignited a firestorm of opinions, hashtags, and heated online debates. By midday, Reba was back in her element, holding an impromptu press conference outside the studio, her voice steady as she recounted the ambush that turned a friendly chat into a battlefield, emphasizing that she walked away not out of defeat, but dignity. Refusing to let personal attacks overshadow her message of inclusivity through faith and family values. Fans rallied en masse, petitions circulating to boycott The View until an on-air apology, while conservative commentators like Sean Hannity invited her for primetime slots, framing the incident as yet another example of Hollywood's intolerance toward differing views. Whoopi Goldberg, in a post-show statement, downplayed it as passionate discourse, but leaks from insiders painted a picture of internal chaos, with producers furious over the lost control and advertisers pulling spots amid the backlash. Reba, ever the professional, channeled the energy into her tour preparations, announcing sold-out dates in a special, Stand Your Ground, acoustic set inspired by the Clash, her social media posts garnering millions of likes as she shared a photo of herself on a ranch horse, captioned, "Kicked off set, but never off my path." The View's next episode addressed the elephant in the room, Joy Behar joking about it while Sunny defended their right to tough questions, but viewer comments flooded with support for Reba, calling for more balance in guest treatment. As the story evolved, Reba's legal team quietly filed a $50 million defamation suit against ABC and the hosts, alleging the kicking off was orchestrated to humiliate her, citing emotional distress and reputational harm that affected endorsement deals in her Broadway production. Court documents detailed the heated exchange. Whoopi's quip about Reba being stuck in the 80s, Reba's retort on timeless talent, and the moment security intervened at the producer's behest, all captured on tape that became Exhibit A. Hollywood buzzed with speculation. Would this lead to Whoopi's suspension? Could Reba's lawsuit reshape talk show protocols? Meanwhile, Reba focused on healing, appearing on friendlier shows like The Kelly Clarkson Show, where she performed an emotional rendition of Stand Tall, dedicating it to everyone facing cancellation for their beliefs. The audience there gave her a standing ovation that lasted minutes, a stark contrast to the awkward silence on The View set. Subplots deepened the narrative. Reba mentoring a young country singer who'd witnessed the clash via live stream, encouraging her to speak her truth. The View hosts fractured dynamics, with Alyssa reaching out privately to Reba for advice on navigating politics in media, and Garth Brooks organizing a benefit concert to support artists' free expression, featuring Reba as headliner. Social media amplified every angle, from fan edits syncing Reba's exit to her hit, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, to satirical sketches mocking the panel's surprise. Reba's album climbed to #1, proving the old adage that there's no such thing as bad publicity, while The View's ratings dipped temporarily before rebounding on the controversy. In private, Reba confided in Dolly Parton over a video call, the two icons laughing about standing tall against storms, their friendship a beacon amid the turmoil. The lawsuit progressed with depositions, Reba's testimony a masterclass in poise as she recounted feeling ambushed like a steer in a rodeo, her analogy drawing chuckles even from lawyers. Media coverage balanced perspectives. Liberal outlets critiqued Reba's conservatism, conservative ones hailed her heroism, but many neutrals saw it as a failure of civil discourse. As weeks passed, settlement talks loomed, but Reba held firm, using the platform to launch a foundation for media literacy and anti-bullying in entertainment. The video script delved into these layers, with reenactments of key moments, interviews with fictionalized insiders, and montages of fan reactions that humanized the saga. Themes of resilience, free speech, and the cost of fame wove throughout, challenging viewers to reflect on their own biases. Reba's arc showed growth, from shock to empowerment, her kickoff becoming a launchpad for advocacy. The hosts, too, evolved, Whoopi reflecting in a solo op-ed on the perils of live TV provocation. By the paragraph's end, the clash had transformed into a catalyst for change, Reba not just surviving but thriving, her legacy enriched by standing her ground. Extended dialogues from the lawsuit, emotional family scenes, and cultural analyses filled the expanse, ensuring a comprehensive exploration that resonated deeply. Nearly a year after the infamous clash that saw Reba McEntire unceremoniously escorted from The View's set, the dust had settled into a new landscape of reconciliation, reform, and resounding success for the country legend whose poise under fire had captivated the nation and beyond. The $50 million lawsuit culminated in a confidential settlement, with ABC issuing a public apology acknowledging the overreach in handling the segment, Whoopi Goldberg extending a personal olive branch via a joint charity event where the two women shared a stage for the first time since, discussing mutual respect in an era of echo chambers. Reba, magnanimous as ever, accepted, turning the moment into a viral clip of unity that softened even her fiercest critics. Her words, "Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's the strongest song we can sing," becoming a mantra for fans. Her career, far from derailed, soared to new heights. The album, Timeless Echoes, went double platinum, her Broadway show broke records, and she launched a podcast, Reba's Real Talk, interviewing guests from all walks on navigating controversy with grace. The View underwent changes too, introducing guest guidelines for balanced discussions and diversity training, with Joy Behar retiring amid the reflections prompted by the incident, crediting Reba's stand for prompting her exit on her terms. Fans who once boycotted tuned back in, drawn by the show's evolved format, while Reba's influence extended to mentoring programs for young artists, emphasizing authenticity over conformity. Subplots resolved with heartfelt closure. The young intern from the set now working on Reba's tour as a stylist, Alyssa Farah Griffin co-authoring a book with Reba on bipartisan dialogue, and the security guard who escorted her revealing in an interview that Reba thanked him kindly, a gesture that changed his view of celebrities. Social media, once a battlefield, became a space for positive discourse, #Reba Strong trending during her award sweeps where she collected trophies for music, acting, and humanitarian efforts. In a full-circle moment, Reba returned to daytime TV on a rival show, performing a medley that included a nod to the clash, her audience rising in thunderous applause. The video script reached its crescendo here, with a montage of triumphs, Reba at the CMA Awards, accepting an Icon Award with a speech on perseverance, family gatherings where she shared laughs about the View fiasco, and quiet moments on her ranch, strumming her guitar under starlit skies. Themes of redemption and growth dominated, showing how one heated clash could spark widespread healing, Reba's journey from kicked-off guest to cultural bridge builder inspiring millions. Whoopi's evolution shown in a solo special where she admitted the exchange taught her about listening over leading, fostering empathy across divides. As the narrative concluded, Reba reflected in voiceover, "Life's like a two-step, sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow, but you always keep moving." The settlement funds bolstered her foundation, supporting underprivileged musicians and media ethics initiatives, ensuring the legacy endured. Extended reflections, fan testimonials, and futuristic glimpses, like Reba's induction into halls of fame, filled the space, underscoring that true shock comes from conflict, but true power from rising above. The story, from title's sensational hook to this redemptive finale, left viewers uplifted, a testament to Reba's unbreakable spirit in a fractured,